Welcome back to Hollywood Explained USA. Alright guys, before we start, let me ask you something. What if you survived a plane crash in enemy territory and then discovered an underground lab where scientists mixed human DNA with alien DNA to create monsters? Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in today's movie, and I promise this story will blow your mind. So hit that like button. Right now, let's get into this insane movie. So we start with Kate and Terry flying a fighter jet over Afghanistan. They are American military pilots on a routine mission. Everything is going smooth until suddenly their radar starts beeping like crazy. Enemy missile locked onto them. Terry tries activating the defense system, but it's too late. Boom! The missile hits them directly, and their jet explodes. The whole plane starts spinning toward the ground. They got maybe 5 seconds before they crash. Terry yells, "Eject, eject, eject." Both of them punch out and parachute down into the desert. Kate lands hard and passes out for a minute. When she wakes up, her whole body hurts. She's bleeding from her head, and her arm is messed up. She looks around trying to find Terry. She spots him about 50 feet away, lying in the sand. Kate tries to stand up, but then she hears gunshots. Afghan fighters found them, and they start shooting at Terry. Hayes getting hit multiple times and goes down. One fighter walks up to finish Terry off. Kate sees this, and something inside her just snaps. She grabs her gun and shoots that guy in the head. Then she goes crazy, taking out 4 more enemies with perfect shots. But then click, click, out of ammo. Another enemy appears, and Kate knows she's dead. But Terry, even though he's dying, lifts his gun and shoots the guy, saving Kate one last time. Then Terry looks at Kate and says him sorry before he dies. Kate is now alone in the middle of nowhere with enemies everywhere. But guys, what she doesn't know is that the real nightmare hasn't even started, yet Kate starts running, trying to escape. She looks ahead, and her heart drops. There's like 20 enemy trucks surrounding the whole area. She's completely trapped. Then she sees this old concrete building in the distance. Some kind of bunker. She thinks, okay, I can hide there. So she sprints toward it. But enemies spot her and start shooting. Bullets hitting everywhere. Then their leader pulls out a rocket launcher and fires a missile at her. Kate dives, and boom, massive explosion. But when the smoke clears, she sees the explosion actually blew open the bunker door that was sealed shut. Kate runs inside and shoots one guy who followed her. Now she's standing at stairs going deep underground, like hundreds of feet down into darkness. She turns on her flashlight and starts going down. The deeper she goes, the colder it gets, and the walls look really old with Russian writing. After going down forever, she reaches the bottom. Multiple dark tunnels everywhere. She starts walking, and then she smells something horrible, like death mixed with chemicals. She turns a corner and freezes. There's a dead body on the ground, but this body looks wrong, like it was experimented on. The arms and legs are twisted weird. Kate finds papers next to the body, showing diagrams of people being injected with stuff. This was some kind of secret lab. Suddenly, she hears voices. The enemies found her. Kate hides behind a pillar. She watches one fighter walk to a generator and pull the switch. Lights turn on everywhere. And what Kate sees makes her go pale. This is where everything changes, guys. The room is massive, and covering every wall are hundreds of giant glass capsules. Inside each capsule is a human body. But these don't look normal. Their skin is white. They got claws instead of fingers, sharp teeth, white eyes with no pupils. These are monsters. The enemy fighters see this too, and they freak out. Kate uses the distraction and grabs one's rifle. A huge gunfight starts. During the chaos, a bullet hits one capsule, and it shatters. The body inside falls out onto the floor. Everyone stops shooting and stares at it. It doesn't move. Looks dead. so Kate escapes into a tunnel. The enemy leader sends guys after her and tells one fighter to stay and guard the room. That fighter is now alone with all these capsules. He slowly walks to the body on the floor, thinking he should cover it up. He reaches down to touch it, and then its eyes snap open. Guys, these things aren't dead, they're in hibernation, and this one just woke up. The creature moves so fast. It shoots out this long black tongue that wraps around the fighter's neck. Then it pulls him close and opens its mouth, showing 3 rows of sharp teeth. It bites into his neck and starts eating him alive. His screams echo through the whole bunker. Kate hears it from the tunnels and knows something bad happened. She crawls faster, trying to find an exit. The creature finishes eating and stands up. Then it walks to the other capsules and starts breaking them open. More creatures wake up. Kate finds emergency stairs and runs up. She's almost at the top when the enemy leader blocks her way with a gun. Kate is trapped. But then another fighter comes running up screaming. He saw the creature eating his friend, and Hayes terrified. The leader turns around confused. Kate sees her chance. She shoots a flare into the scared guy's chest. He catches fire. Then she grabs a rifle and shoots the leader and everyone else. She throws a grenade down and runs up. She's almost out when someone grabs her leg. It's a fighter trying to pull her back. Kate kicks him, but Hayes strong. Then from the smoke below, a creature appears. But instead of attacking Kate, it attacks the fighter. Kate watches in horror as it rips him apart in seconds. The creature looks at Kate with dead white eyes and screams this horrible sound. Kate scrambles out and uses chains to lock the bunker door. She can hear the creature inside trying to break out. Another enemy shows up, but when he sees the creature, he just runs away screaming. Kate runs too. She's hurt bad, bleeding from her side. After a mile, she collapses. She injects morphine to deal with the pain. Then she sees headlights. A truck is coming. It's American soldiers. They recognize her and rush to help. They wrap her wounds and take her to their base. Kate passes out thinking she's finally safe. But guys, the nightmare is only beginning. Kate wakes up in a medical tent. Major Roy walks in. Hayes, the boss here? Kate immediately starts telling him everything. The bunker, the capsules, the creatures. She's talking fast, trying to make him understand. But Roy looks at her like she's crazy. He says, Kate, you went through trauma. Sometimes our brain makes things up to deal with stress. Kate gets angry. She shows him the recording device she found, but Roy just takes it and tells her to rest. Later, Sergeant Tom visits Kate. Hayes, a good guy. He says, I believe you, but we need proof. Kate remembers Russian writing on the bunker door. She writes it down perfectly because she has amazing memory. Tom shows it to an Afghan prisoner they captured. The prisoner reads it, and his face goes white. He says, this is a warning. It says, do not open. Whatever was sealed, that was dangerous. The doctor laughs, saying nothing can survive locked up for 30 years. The prisoner looks at him and says these things aren't human anymore. That's when everyone realized Kate was telling the truth. Major Roy calls his boss the colonel. The colonel tells him the classified truth. 30 years ago, something crashed in that desert. It wasn't a meteor. It was an alien spaceship. Russian scientists found creatures inside. They built an underground lab and started experiments. They tried mixing alien DNA with human DNA to create super soldiers. They made hundreds of test subjects, but every experiment went wrong. The creatures they made were too violent and couldn't be controlled. So the Russians sealed everything and left. Those creatures went into hibernation, and Kate just woke them all up. That night, soldiers are on guard duty. Around 2 a.m., one guard smells something horrible, like rotting flesh. Then Private Dave sees movement in the darkness. He shines his light and sees dozens of creatures running toward them. Dave screams, contact, we got hostiles. Alarms go off. Every soldier grabs weapons. The creatures hit the wall and chaos breaks out. These things are fast climbing over barriers like spiders. Soldiers start shooting, but bullets barely slow them down. One creature breaks through and attacks Soldier Dwayne. With one swipe, it cuts his head clean off. Everyone panics seeing this. Roy orders everyone to fall back. Kate grabs weapons from the armory. She unlocks the Afghan prisoner Kabir and hands him a rifle, saying, "If we die, you die, so help us fight." They work together shooting creatures. One soldier is using a machine gun, but a creature kills him from behind. The gun keeps spinning and hits fuel barrels. Boom! Massive explosion destroys half the base. Tom lights a flare and sees even more creatures coming. He yells retreat to the armory building. Everyone runs inside and locks the metal door. They can hear creatures outside trying to break in. Roy counts heads. They started with 20 soldiers. Now only 8 are alive. Roy says we can't wait for rescue. We got to go to that bunker plant bombs and destroy it before all those other creatures wake up. This is a suicide mission, but it's their only chance, guys, everyone agrees. Suddenly, a creature they killed earlier wakes up. It was playing dead. It attacks and grabs Kate by the throat, with its tongue choking her. Roy sees his team about to die. He pulls the pin on a grenade and tackles the creature, yelling, "Get out now!" Everyone runs as Roy sacrifices himself. The explosion kills him and the creature. Tom and the others are devastated, but there's no time. They got a mission. Tom takes command. He unlocks Kabir, completely saying, "You've proven yourself. You're one of us now." They gather all weapons and explosives. Only 6 soldiers left. They drive to the bunker. Tom, Kate, Kabir, and Dave go inside. 2 others guard the entrance. They move through tunnels, planting C4 on support beams. The plan is to collapse everything. Tom is setting the last charge when a creature drops from the ceiling and grabs him. It drags him deeper into the bunker. Tom radios that he got captured. Kate says, "No way, I'm leaving you," and runs after him with Kabir. They reach a part of the lab they haven't seen. All the capsules are broken. Bodies everywhere. In the center is one giant capsule, 3 times bigger than the others. Inside is a massive creature like the Queen, its eyes open. Kate and Kabir find Tom fighting 2 creatures. They shoot them and save Tom. Suddenly, alarms go off. A voice says, "Warning, nuclear strike incoming 15 minutes. The military is nuking this whole area. They got 15 minutes to escape or die." The team runs for the exit, but creatures block every path. Sergeant Johns radios that he's surrounded. He decides to manually blow all the C4 charges to give others time. He says it was an honor and detonates everything. Massive explosions rip through the bunker. Hundreds of creatures die as tunnels collapse. Kate, Tom, Kabir, and Dave keep running. They reach the elevator shaft that goes to the surface. They start riding up, but creatures flood in from all sides. The team fights desperately. Dave gets swarmed and killed. The elevator is halfway up when a creature grabs Kabir. Kabir knows he can't escape. He looks at Kate and Tom and yells, "Jump now." He pulls his grenade. Kate and Tom jump onto a ladder as Kabir explodes, taking dozens of creatures with him. They climb up crying. They burst out into the desert. The 2 guards fought off remaining enemies. All 3 survivors run to the truck. Tom sees a jet overhead, drops a bomb. Tom screams, "Get in now." They drive away as fast as possible. Behind them, the new kits. The explosion is massive, blinding white light. Shockwave catches them, almost flipping the truck, but Tom keeps control. When the light fades, they look back. There's a giant glowing crater where the bunker was. Everything is gone. The creatures, the evidence, all vaporized. Kate, Tom, and 1 other soldier are the only survivors out of 20. They drive toward safety. Kate pulls out the recording device she kept hidden. It's the only proof this happened. She knows the government will deny everything and classify it all. But at least Kate knows the truth. And maybe someday the world will too. The movie ends with them driving into the sunrise, leaving the burning crater behind forever. 3 survivors out of 20 soldiers. Alien-human hybrids created by Russian experiments. A government nuke that buried all evidence. This movie had everything. Action, horror, suspense, and heroic sacrifices. What did you think? Should the government have told the truth? Or was destroying everything the right move? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button. Subscribe to Hollywood Explained USA for more insane movie recaps every week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.